Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am right now in my private office slash studio in my car. And this is the only place that I can find peace right now. And so if you see that there's like a shine coming in here, I have my laptop with me. And the reason why I have that is because if anybody gets on this live, has any questions, I'd be more than happy to look up some information for you. I unfortunately won't be able to show you any videos because obviously I'm doing a live with my phone, and I'm just really looking for some information, facts that I can give you, or things that you can look into in case you don't believe what I say, or even if you do believe, never just take my word for it. Make sure that you're always doing the research for yourself. I find that people get confused or get thrown off sometimes when, if somebody's talking about, politics or religion or just personal things, that they want to share with people. Sometimes people think that is meant for them to be put down or to be left out or whatever the reason might be. The point I'm trying to make is that when somebody's talking about any type of subject, it's really up for debate. It's really up for trying to gather more information and try to gather better opinions from other people that think alike you or that don't think alike. And then you can make a decision on how you want to go forth with the whatever subject you're trying to talk about. I'm going to talk a little bit about Obama on this video, and maybe something else if you guys have questions. Hi, Wadia. I can't read this far. My phone is like really far from me. I do have a big car. Private office. But I wanted to touch up base on some of the things that are happening right now. You guys know that President Trump is trying to bring out some information about Obama and what the administration did when he became president the first time. Now, I'm not going to do this to say that Obama is the most evil man on earth. Maybe he is. That's not my opinion. I think we're all humans. We all make mistakes. And whatever he was trying to do, it will come to light. And I would just say this, because of Donald Trump, he won't be prosecuted. Let's just say that. Let's make that clear and get that out of the way. But, I remember when Trump won, nobody expected him to win. Do you guys remember when Obama did a little skit and he says, if I go down on history, I'm going to go down on history. At least I will go down as a president. And he drops the mic. And everybody thought, everything is funny. What Obama didn't realize is that Donald Trump has been roasted. You guys remember that show called Roasted? Hey, what's up? Malo soy fua, JJ. Malo, malo. Famanuia tulia tua from Everett, Washington. Thanks for joining in, brother. And thanks for stopping by to say hello. I appreciate you. Hey, don't be trying to freak me out, Perry. I'm inside my private office. This is not my car. There's nobody here but me and you guys that are joining. Let's see. Mexican Nick. Is that you? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Where do you want the penis? I want them from anywhere that you can think of. No, my wife is Samoan. I'm from Honduras. So if I know a little bit of Samoan, it's because of my wife and the family. So, and today's video, guys, you guys know this channel that I have made is for to talk about politics, talk about religion, talk about some delicate subjects sometimes. Malo, yeah. Let's see, fia ainga. Yeah, awale popo le uso. The main point is that in this channel, I want to be able to interact with people. And, I want to hear your input. I want to know what do you think about what's going on. I will say this. There is some good stuff going on. And, legacy media tries to give us information that maybe we are yearning or wanting to hear, meaning gossip, meaning this can't be perfect. Something has to be wrong. And the legacy media does a good job at spewing lies. And I'm going to give you an example just from the Obama era, or where this comes from. Obama, just so you know, Obama tried to bring up the Russian collusion against Donald Trump. Now, this is just my opinion. This is just what I understand for the whole situation, okay? If you got something else, by all means, you can put some in the comment, and I will be more than happy to either comment or opinion on it if that's what you want me to do. But I want to put this in as easier as I can translate it to English, okay? Remember, I'm always thinking in Spanish, so every word I say in English, I have to think it in Spanish first. Here we go. So Obama makes a Russia collusion dossier, right? He gets people to investigate. And here's the thing. There was some Russia collusion information that the Russians were hiding, but it's not what Obama thought. So I'm going to give Obama the benefit of doubt, and stay with me. So Obama decided to go all in for the Russia collusion, that Russians are interfering with our elections. Now, we know as the American people, yeah, it's probably just my ears. The Russian people have some information on the United States, but it's not about Trump. Now, the administration makes Obama think that it's Donald Trump, that somebody's interfering with the election, right? Well, that's not exactly what happened. And I think that Obama realized that. And unfortunately, they raided President Donald Trump residency, his property, to get all these documents out. But they weren't just looking for top secret documents. Let's be honest. The President of the United States can declassify any document, and he doesn't have to put a subpoena. He doesn't have to put an illegal document. All he has to say is, I want this document. That's it. He's the president. He can say that. He can remove any top secret bullcrap that they don't want to show us, the American people. Now, because they couldn't find anything, right? I may be. So I'm trying to give him a benefit of doubt that Obama is not completely, into it. So they looked for information. They couldn't find it. But then to cover it, they try to find these documents that they said Russia collusion. There was nothing on it. They changed the information and say, okay, we found nothing on there. Do you remember Shifty Shift? How he can say, oh my God, we have all this information. We have all this proof. Donald Trump is going behind bars. And we have all this undeniable intelligence and this proof that President Trump is going to be in jail. And we heard this for 4 years. Nothing happened. Biden becomes president. I believe somebody cheated. More information about that keeps coming to light. And we have seen that there was some fraud committed. There was some dead people voting. There was some harvesting of votes. There was people picking up votes for other people that could have been changed. I mean, there's a whole theory behind it. I'm just going to say, God allowed Joe Biden to become president. And yes, the Democrats had 100% authority to do everything that they wanted to do. The problem is this. Even though God is letting these things happen, it's only letting them happen because the people are asking for it. And there is no other way for people to understand what is going on but to see the bad things happen first. Now, I'm not going to push too much into it, but 9/11, you guys remember 9/11. We don't negotiate with terrorists, right? We don't negotiate with terrorists. Okay, when 9/11 happened, there was no whites, there was no blacks, there was no Asians, there was no Middle Easterns, there was no Iraqis, there was nobody except American people. People in distress. Everybody was covered in one color because Really, these comments is throwing me off. Everybody was one color because of the dust from the destruction. The country came together. Many other people came together. But what's interesting is that if we don't have some sort of panic moment, if there is no some sort of urgency or attack on the United States, we don't seem to respond in a way that we want to protect our country. So I just want to throw that in there, okay? But going back to Obama, all right, so now President Trump has finished his term. Now Joe Biden is in office. What does he do? I try to speak not as a Republican. I am a Honduran American. I love America. I love all Americans. I love the residents. I love the tourists. I love the people that come and visit this country. When I go to Samoa, I love Samoa. But you know what I do when I go to Samoa? Samoa has some rules. You cannot walk around in front of some villages. Most villages, you cannot walk around without a t-shirt. So I wear a t-shirt, even though it's a very humid, hot weather country. It's really about respect. Now, my wife, of course, is Samoan, so she knows the rules, right? My daughter is American, but when we're down there, I force her to wear an ie. An ie is like a little wraparound, around your waist to cover your legs. We don't want to be disrespectful when we're in somebody else's country. Now, even though it's American Samoa, that is an American territory, and I should have 100% the right to be there and do what I want, you would think that's the logical thing to do, but it's not. I have to respect their customs, their cultures, their rule. Now, they have Christianity, they got some Muslims, they got other religions in there. I also say respect those as well. Now, with that being said, the food is great, the people are great. I am going to enjoy myself to the fullest. And so when I say that I am an American patriot and that I support America and the American people, anybody that has been naturalized or has been born to be an American here in the United States, I love, I respect. And to be honest, I admire the most the American military, the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, everything that is military service countrymen, even the National Guard that protect our nation. I respect and love that. But a lot of people that come to the United States, even after they become citizens, they don't love this country. Listen, if you guys are migrants like I am, and you have become an American citizen, the first thing you do, if you love your country of birth, like for me, Honduras, if I love my country of birth, Honduras, I am going to be proud to become an American citizen. But I'm going to be an American citizen that respects American. Omar, love and respect Palestinian American here. Man, God bless you, bro. Assalamu alaikum. And I hope that God's will be done, inshallah. If you happen to be Muslim, God bless you, brother. We have to think about this. If we come and love and respect America, the better the United States does, the better hope that we have, for example, my country, Honduras. Why? Because every single time that there has been a calamity, an attack, or some type of catastrophe, it's getting hot in my private office, guys. Let me turn the AC a little bit on here. The United States is there, and the United States has helped so many nations. Look right now. So everybody was trashing on Donald Trump because of tariffs. I was probably one of the few idiots out there making videos that tariffs is a good thing because in 1913, they imposed taxes on us. We didn't like it. We didn't pay taxes before. Everything that was the government money was made by tariffs. That means that they made money to support themselves and to help the American people. This is why we as the American people, we the people, we put people in office so that they can make deals, so that they can make investments, so that they can do the best things that there is for the American people. But unfortunately, what we got in office is the opposite. Yes, and I believe that. But you know what? We have come through out of all that. I'm going to give you a little thing that I found in here from the British, and I'm going to make a statement. But let me finish with Obama. Obama's biggest mistake. Well, oh my God, there's so many, but I'm just going to touch on a couple. Biden, I'm sorry, Biden. He, man, I can't even blame Biden, man. I am with Hunter Biden on this. You know, Hunter Biden is a recovering addict and alcoholic and whatever other name people want to throw at him. But I will tell you this, that love of a son for a father, I see that in the Bidens. They might not be the best, but I see that in the Bidens. The things that Democrats did to Joe Biden, they did the unthinkable. And they abused their power because they've been in office for too long. They used Joe Biden as a face. And while the man was there sometimes, they probably told him, hey, listen, you're signing up for farmers to get money. You're signing a law in, what do you call it? I'm thinking in Spanish, I'm so sorry. Mr. President, you're signing an executive order to help the American farmers. And Joe Biden is just, okay, boom, boom, boom. Signs a few executive orders, and somebody's in charge of the digital pen. And they are signing everything, the house, everything away with the digital pen. So is Hunter Biden. Of course he's pissed. He doesn't like Barack Obama. Why? Because Barack Obama thought that this is just some piece of white meat that I'm going to use to do whatever the hell I want in this country. Because if I play the racist card, a lot of Americans, a lot of white guilt people are going to come to my aid. And they play that very well, especially Michelle Obama, right? They play that card very well. She was so scared and all this and that, and yet she was the first lady. How about that? Anyway, so no deals with Biden. The world was laughing at us. China definitely was laughing at us. If you watch any videos when Biden is walking around the leaders in China, they were smirking at him like, look at this fool. Like they really were disrespecting us. Huge. So I was one of the very few that supported tariffs so that we can negotiate. Of course, you cannot tell everything to everybody because then it won't work. But here we are. He messed up deals. He put the United States through the floor. I will say unwillingly. He probably didn't know that was happening. But the administration did. CNN did. MSNBC did. All these legacy media news reporters, they knew the truth. And you know what they did? They wrote books. And now they're making millions of dollars on those books. Not because they're great, but because they actually tell the truth that they were hiding from the American people throughout the news. And so here's one little piece of thing that I didn't tell you about Obama, that when Obama placed those new papers, changed because the information about Russia collusion was not available. It was not true. And he figured out that it wasn't about Donald Trump that Russia had information. It was about Hillary Clinton, her health and all these other things that she's been doing behind doors. All the emails that she deleted, guys, let's not forget the thousands of emails that she deleted. She calls them personal bullcrap. When you are in a government email, a server that everything is being monitored, you do not delete. You can go ahead and remove from your inbox, but you never delete. IT takes care of all that stuff. Even in small companies, we know that. Let me see. How is increasing government's revenue by 1.3? So, well, the thing is let me get back to you. Hopefully you can ask me that question again about the money. I will get back to that. But Obama did something else. He leaked the information to CNN, to all the news outlets out there, to say Donald Trump colluded with Russia and interfere in the election. And that's how he won. Don't forget that. And what does the media do? Exactly that. And they told us over and over and over, Donald Trump colluded with Russia and, blah, 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 right? Well, that was all part of Obama's plan. And mark the day, July 28, 2025, I'm telling you this. Watch what comes out in court next. I don't want to boast on myself, but I would like to think that I am a person like you that has some common sense, that once you see the information played out and laid out in front of you, you actually make good decisions and good choices. I think Obama is guilty, and I will say maybe about 80% of everything that's been said, he is guilty of. Let me turn the AC in this office some more because it is hot in this mug. Hopefully the sound is okay, because I will throw my AC here on my private office a little bit higher. No, that's right. I don't think the veterans hate Trump. I think some veterans that might not know what's going on, just like Joe Biden was used in the office. I think that a lot of these senior citizens that we have today, all these older people, the Democrats know how to throw the old people under the bus. And if you ever watch videos about all these old people out in parks protesting, they don't even know what they're protesting. I feel so bad. It really upsets me that they feed all this bullshit to our veterans, to our old people, because they don't know any better. They don't see really what's going on out there, you know. And I think that that's a big problem, because they are just being used like Joe Biden. How can you not believe me when you see what they did to Joe Biden? The Democrat politicians, and I'm not talking about, if you're a Democrat and you come on this channel, I'm not talking about you. And if the shoe fits, you wear it. But this is the reason why you have that shoe on, because you've been misled, you've been lied to. I'm telling you, I want you to be free. I want you to be prosperous. I want you to be happy. I want you to not be prejudiced against. I want no harm to come to you. I want you to be happy as you are, okay? But at the same time, just as I show you respect, I expect that respect back as well. So with that being said, the Democrats have been using old people. They're masters at it. They use Joe Biden as a puppet. They got away with it so far, but not forever. I believe they're going to pay the price on that. And how they're going to do that, I hope it's jail time. I don't think President Obama is going to go to jail, but I really think that something should be happening. Penny, let's see, Penny, Trump is dying. Sweetheart, we are all dying. It's just a matter of when. Trump is 80 years old. How old is he? 81, I think, something like that. Stop changing my subject. I'm going to go into something else. I will talk about Trump's age. I promise. I will. So Obama's being used. Biden's being used by the Democrats. Obama used Biden to his own will. You remember how Biden was kind of like behind doors. He wasn't doing anything. Well, he did more, I think, than Kamala Harris, because Kamala really didn't do jack. She didn't even go to the border and try to pretend that she cared. At least AOC went over there to take a fake photo of emotions that don't exist. But at least she tried to, do something. Here we go. Donald Trump gets in office. But this time, he's more prepared. He's more experienced. Tariffs. Boom. Illegal immigration. Everybody get the hell out of my country. Everybody. All Americans, most of Americans want all illegal immigrants out. Here's where I may be a little bit hypocritical and maybe a little biased. Maybe it is my nature, human nature, because of empathy and sympathy and all these feelings and emotions, okay, that I have for people. I love my Latino people. I love everybody, okay? Even the other illegal immigrants from other countries. Listen, much love for you. But if you're in this country illegally, it's just a matter of time. It could be a couple of days. It could be 60 years. When you get deported, you got to go. You just got to go. So with that being said, I believe that there's a lot of immigrants in here, guys, that are not felons, okay? Let's call illegal immigrants criminals because they break the law, the federal law, and then they commit fraud so that they can work. So they got fake IDs. Matter of fact, somebody in California has my full name, my whole social security number, and they are renting somewhere on my name. I really don't care. I am reporting it, but I really don't care. I know who I am. I know what I got here. And anything that happens in my credit, I can dispute, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I don't want every illegal to be kicked out of the country. But it's not what I want. It's what is right. It's about respecting the American people's will. It's about respecting this nation. It's about respecting the Constitution. It's about respecting the laws that make our country great. And what makes our country great is what makes people throughout the world wanting to come over here. The one thing I will tell you, immigrants that come here and you want to be part of the United States, yes, we have freedom of religion. But don't bring your stupid cultural religious things to destroy America. If you really believe that strongly about your culture and your religious beliefs, stay in your country because that's where it belongs. And if you think that that's so great, well, then show it. This Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, from Minnesota, that is supporting another Omar guy, they support Somalia. They want the United States to be as bad as Somalia is. People from Middle Eastern, there is some very good people from the Middle East, but there's some very bad people from the Middle East that come over here, and because they don't have the freedom of speech in their country, they get the crap beat out of them if they speak out of line. They come to the States, abuse the freedom of speech, and then, of course, the white guilty people, they go and support it because they don't know what's going on. You know, Palestine has been given so many chances by Israel. And you guys can hate me for this. It's okay. You guys can hate me for this. But Israel has come to the table. They have some demands. They have some things that they want to say, okay, we want peace, that this is what's going to happen. They go, make the demands, and then they change their mind and they keep attacking innocent people. Let's not forget that Iran chants, and I quote, they say it's not a slogan. That's a quote. It's not a slogan, he says. Iran says, death to America. And every single one of you immigrants that come to this country, where do you live? In America. Now, why do we call this America? Because we named it, this state, we united the states of America. Mexico is called States of Mexico. That's why Mexico is called Mexico, and the people that are called Mexicans. Right here in the United States of America, there's Americans. So all Hispanics, all Asians, or blacks, all everybody sitting here, they're Americans. Okay? Canada, Canadians. Our name that we call ourselves is a nation, a nationality. I'm Honduran American. Honduran by birth, American naturalized. Guatemalan, Salvadorian, Nicaraguan, Costa Rican, Venezuelan, Argentinian. I can go on and on. Those are all countries, nationalities. Iranian, Iran. Iranians are not Middle Easterns, right? That is an ethnicity, that if you want to call it that. I believe they're Semitic, right? Just like Israel. Iran, the Arabs, they're all Semitic, if I'm right. Maybe. You know what? I don't think the United States wants to deport patriots. If anything, I would like to deport people like Ellen DeGeneres, Rosie O'Donnell. Well, actually, they're both gone. Never mind. I can't deport them. But yeah, I wish that we can deport traitors to this nation. Now, oh my God, that word treason, I understand, is very, very picky, and you should use it really carefully. But making America great again is not a slogan. It is a statement. It is what we believe in, and this is what we want. Just like Iranian says, death to America, that's not a slogan, that's a statement, that's a commandment. Well, make America great again. That's our statement. That's our commandment. Not God's commandment, just man law. Okay, this is what we believe. Viva Mexico, long live Mexico. I agree. Long live the world. Hey, speaking of the world, I already talked trash about Obama and Biden, and President Donald Trump is the best president in the world. I have people at work. I'm going to talk about Canada real quick, but I had people at work tell me, "Hey, you're a Trumpster?" I said, "No, I am not a Trumpster, because Trump thinks like me, so I'm not a Trumpster." Oh, that's some good coffee. All right. So here's the thing about Donald Trump. Before we jump to Canada, Donald Trump just did a precise strike. Well, the soldiers did, our beautiful armed forces, Air Force. But we did a precise attack on Iran to kind of rehabilitate or destroy their nuclear capabilities. I'm sure they still can build some nuclear something. Nothing is ever really truly destroyed, okay? I didn't invent the Republican Party. But here's the thing. He didn't go destroy hospitals. He didn't go destroy civilian buildings. Strategically, in 100% precision, destroyed or disabilitated the nuclear facilities in Iran. Why? Because they were trying to get nuclear weapons? Yeah, that's one of the reasons. But what is the real why? Like I told my co-workers at work, they made a mistake to ask me. And they said, why did Trump go and attack Iran and hit those nuclear facilities? Because death to America. That is the reason. Of course, Israel is just frosting on the cake. But death to America. What do you think they're going to do with nuclear weapons? And not just that, but if Iran gets nuclear weapons, the Qatar, all the Arabs will want to make nuclear weapons as well. And you know what happens with these people that are trigger happy? You better be thankful. You better pray to God and give him all the glory that he put Donald Trump in office. Because if it would have been somebody else, that Iran country would have been destroyed and obliterated from this face of the earth. I kid you not. When somebody's threatening your family, your first instinct is to annihilate those people. That threat has got to be disabled, destroyed, gone. But Trump doesn't do that. Trump made an attack, a precise attack, which, by the way, a lot of people clown on me, curse me when I said Donald Trump is not leaving the G7 because he's a coward or because he doesn't feel comfortable with all those leaders. I said, mark my words, I'm going to leave this video right here, and I believe it was from MSNBC. It was like a 1:47-second video, and the guys were trashing Donald Trump. He's a coward and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm going to leave this video right here because what's going to happen is not what they're saying. I'll leave it at that. I knew that Trump was going to make that attack. He threw me off because when I saw the planes going to Guam, I was like, oh my God, come on, President Trump, you got to do something. You cannot be putting planes over there. Now they're going to know that maybe they got to start moving some shit around because you're sending these planes tactically and you're letting them know. And you know who's letting them know? The legacy media. Oh, there is a stealth bomb B-2 bomber going to Guam. This is definitely going to be something that is going to attack Iran. This is why Donald Trump does not want to tell the media shit. Because the enemies are the first ones to know what the hell we're doing. So even I bought into this, he's making a mistake, sending these bombers to the wrong place. Boom, boom, boom. Attacks an Iran nuclear facility, successful, 100%. Nobody even knew, in and out, boom, done. And I was like, okay. I was right with my video. I mean, but you fooled me. I thought we were going somewhere else, but actually, we went on track. And you know why it was successful? Because we didn't tell the Democrats in Congress. Otherwise, they would have leaked the information like the Russia collusion. Do you see why I think the way I think? Because I don't forget the past. Like, for example, I don't forget the bad things that have been done to me as a child. And because of that, I don't do that to my children. And I don't wish that for your children. Now, I still believe in discipline, but I definitely have a lot of love and respect for life, period. So, with that being said, let me talk about Canada. You guys remember Donald Trump said, "Oh, you know, Canada should be the 51st state of the United States of America." I said, "No, we don't want that piece of shit. Why do we want more leftists? Why do we want more socialists, more corrupted people that are trying to practice something really bad for the people? We don't want that crap." But what happens? Alberta, Saskatchewan, these guys said, "We don't. Allah will free Palestine from Hamas. Inshallah. Inshallah." But Alberta Canadians, they see Donald Trump's is making America great again. And they made a deal with farming products, everything they can think of, and they're still negotiating because they want all products. They want everything across the board. They want to make more deals with the United States. They want to secede. They want to separate from Canada and maybe become their own country. And like Donald Trump said, I can't believe this, Canada will be the 51st state. That is crazy. But I will tell you this, Alberta and Saskatchewan, and when you look at them, they're Western people. And I know that, you know, maybe some people won't like the fact that there's a lot of white people in Canada, but just as Africans called the first colonizers in Africa supreme, white supremacists, they called them. This is Africans. White men didn't do that. White men never called themselves that. The African people said that because they saw the technology that the colonizers had, and this is one of the statements that one of the African men said. These white men bring water all the way from the river straight to their bedrooms in their homes. And we try to grab water from the lake and we drown ourselves. Oh my goodness. I know, maybe I shouldn't laugh. I apologize about that. That ain't right. So the thing that I'm trying to say is that those African people, all those Asians, everybody that has been outside of the circle, they are now Americans. Now they're part of the great circle. Now they're part of that supreme country, which we are, whether people like it or not. USA. USA. That's right. America. America's your daddy. America is called the big brother for a reason. And it's going to go from big brother to big daddy. That's what I think. So Canadians are making the decisions of common sense people. The people that work hard for the land, that provide for the family, that believe, as many of us do, that this land belongs to our children. Now, it doesn't belong as in they own it, okay? Because the United States cannot be owned by us unless you got money. But what I'm saying by this is our land, it's because we live in it. We're going to respect the people around us. We're going to respect the people that are trying to do something great for this country. And those who want to make the American dream a reality, we support them. But you don't get the American dream by stealing it. A lot of Mexicans, second, third generation Mexicans, they call themselves Mexicans because they never learned patriotism. And you know why they never learned patriotism? Because their parents, their grandparents, and their great-grandparents came back to this country illegally. And they broke the federal law. They committed fraud so they can work. Let's not forget that. And what happens with that? Man, what Canceled. The... And my private office Jeep is trying to record something. This is the only quiet place I got, okay? So this is my private office. And so, you know, this is why I'm against illegal immigration. And even on my chat sometimes, which I appreciate you chatting, because I am with you. I feel you, but I'm not with you. I'm sorry, I'm not with you. I feel you, but I'm not with you. I am with the United States and its people. Listen, I've said this before. The American people, whoever you are, all the American people, and I don't care what nobody else says, the American people are the light beacon on this world. Bottom line, no joke. It's a fact. My statement is a fact, and nobody can say anything about it. Let's not confuse migrants with settlers. Settlers made a town. Migrants came in not to make the town. The town was already made. There's a law, there's an order already made. There was an argument, there was some papers being signed. Migrants come in to try to join the settlers. The United States, mind you, before Britain, before Spain, before all these other people came to the United States and got the Native Americans sick and blah, blah, blah. The Native Americans were killing themselves already. They were killing each other. That's nothing new. Everybody knows that. Be nice to Joe Biden. Come on, the guy's sick. Settlers. We killed Indians. Indians killed us. A lot of blood was spilled. A lot of sickness. Let's not forget who helped the Native Americans through this sickness, even though most of them, like 90% of them, died. It was the white settlers that helped the Native Americans survive the pandemic of the cold and the flus and all these other diseases that their immune bodies were not able to handle. And of course, God's grace. But let's not forget that, okay? So now we have gone through a lot of wars, a lot of revolutionary wars, the Mexican War, Civil War, etc. The United States of America, just like every other country, has borders, and those borders need to be protected. Now, while there has been a lot of migrants that have come over here into a country that's already been set with laws and order and and all this other stuff, migrants came here to make money, and they help infrastructure or develop the country of the United States of America, but they didn't create it, as in they didn't invent it. They migrated, they got paid for a labor, but the settlers, the original, the American citizens and the residents are the ones that get the credit for making this country great. Canada will not whoop our ass. Forget about it. Matter of fact, Canadians get attacked right now, they're destroyed. The only reason why nobody attacks Canadians is because the United States military force will not stand by some ignorant fool coming to attack Canadians, even though some of them don't like us. We still love Canadians, and we will protect them. If somebody comes and make war against Mexico, it doesn't matter how much Mexicans don't like the United States of America. It doesn't matter if the traitor President Claudia Sheinbaum sends all these 21 million illegal immigrants to the United States. The United States is not going to sit by while some terrorists destroy Mexico. We will go to war against terrorists to protect and save Mexico. Whether you like it or not, the United States is the only country that is hated because we go and help every single piece of junk country out there. Come on. Give the American people some credit. You got 1.4 billion people in China and in India, over 1 billion. And 350 million Americans hold the power by God's grace. Let's not forget, to God be the glory. How is that possible? 350 million, and that's a lot of children. That's not a lot of fighting age adults. We got the strongest, most powerful force on earth, above China, Russia, against the United Kingdom, against Europe, against everybody. We outnumber them with power. And that's not to boast on ourselves. It's to tell you, support the United States of America. If you suffer in your country and you come here, please do it legally and get residency. It takes years. And yeah, no, Maryland man, he's a Salvadorian. He's not a Maryland man. These Democrats are stupid for calling him that. And so is the legacy media. But if you're an immigrant and you know that your country to you is a shithole, okay? Honduras, to me, it's so beautiful. I'm not strong enough. I don't deserve to be there right now. Maybe in the future, who knows? But right now, the United States is the country that gives and will forever have my gratitude, my respect, and my loyalty will forever be to the United States of America. But if you migrants want to come to this country because in your country you have bad things happening, at least come and support it. Become part of the supreme country. But don't change the good things that the United States makes, because this is why you're here. This is why migrants want to come to the United States of America. My beautiful people from Ghana, I talk about a man from Ghana that became an American citizen the same day that I became an American citizen. He stood next to me, this tall black man with a three-piece suit that looked sharper than mine. His shoes shine better than me. And his forehead was up hill high, higher than mine, with so much pride to become an American citizen. That is the kind of migrants that this country needs. You know why? Because they're the most patriotic. They're the ones that love this country the most. We have American citizens that are so entitled, that are so stupid. They don't respect the land that has made them free. I see them out there rioting. Oh, this is the land of the free. Bitch, you're destroying it. If this is the land of the free, why are you destroying it? Why are you breaking so much law that they have to make more laws? You're restricting your freedom by misbehaving. Speed limits are not put there because everybody drives good. No. People drive like crazy in small neighborhoods where children are playing. Boom, 15 miles per hour. Boom, 20 miles per hour school zone. Because people don't respect the law. Now, I'm guilty. When I drive on the freeway, 60 miles an hour, I might be going 65, 68. But I'm trying to keep with traffic. Now, just between you and I, in Seattle, there was a state patrol guy that said that if you are driving the freeway at 68 miles an hour, you're still safe. They probably won't pull you over. Now, the catch is, they probably won't, and they won't give you a ticket. But if they do pull you over, my advice is show your license, show your registration, show your proof of insurance, and you're done. Stop making a problem. Now, you can say, I am confused, I am brainwashed. It's okay. I get it. I'm not saying that President Trump is perfect. I'm not saying the United States is not perfect. There is some prejudice. There are some white people that don't like us. And there is a lot of us that don't like white people. And that's not racism. That's just prejudice. There's a lot of people that are rich that undermine or belittle people that are not rich. And this is Democrats that want to have illegal immigration because they need somebody to clean their toilets, to mow the lawn, somebody to do the laundry, somebody to actually raise their children because they're so damn lazy to do it themselves. Man, call me brainwash. In the 80s, early 80s, when I was a kid, I heard neighbors talking about, hey, my daughter's pregnant. She's going to the United States and she's going to have her baby over there. That's an anchor baby. You guys know that. Don't play stupid. Everybody in Honduras, when I was down there, they told me that the Honduran people that came to this country illegally should be ashamed of themselves. And they see them, I'm sorry guys, they see them as traitors to the nation. I don't say that. But they said that while I was down in Honduras. So let me read something to you guys. I've been ranting a lot about this. Let me give you a little bit of fact on history and how great it is to be today. During the early 19th century, specifically before and during the War of 1812, Great Britain imposed trade restrictions and blockades that significantly impacted the United States, effectively blocking the newly formed nation from trading with other countries. These actions were a key factor leading to the War of 1812. Why do I tell you this? Because the United States, we independentized, we separated from Britain control. Why? Because they were taxing us and they were abusing us. They were destroying our small villages. And I say our because now I am part of the American family. Thank God I am part of the good people on this earth. But here's the beauty, guys. That was atrocious. They called us a piece of garbage country that will never amount to anything. How many have heard of that? You will never amount to anything, you piece of garbage. How many of us have we heard that? I'm pretty sure a lot of us, right? But what happened when the British did that? We became the greatest and most powerful nation in the world with less people than India and China. For 10 years, Thomas Jefferson and the United States of America paid African pirates $1 million a year so that they wouldn't attack our ship, allowing him to build a navy. Woo! America's great, baby. Thomas Jefferson was the founder of the American Navy, and we defeated those pirates. And this is how we got black slaves in America, unfortunately. We freed the American citizen slaves from Africa, and then we brought some of those African slaves with us, and they were African here in America, but they were allowed to buy their freedom. So a lot of them saved their money and bought their freedom. Let me jump a little on a side note. Black free women were buying husband slaves for themselves. And when they had a son, he was not born a slave like they were in Africa. That son was born a free man in America. And when the slave black man, which never became free, tried to discipline the free black son, the free black son and the free black woman took him to court and put his ass in jail. How about that? Black on black crime. Anyway, that doesn't happen today. And all black people are part of a supreme country. Now, I will say supreme in a way of we help a lot of people. We're not selfish. A lot of you beautiful Americans out there, you love the world. I see it. Americans are always trying to figure out a way to do some humanitarian work in Vietnam, in Africa, in some of the poorest areas of the world, in Honduras. You guys don't see that? That's Americans. And it's not white people. If you hear American and you see white people, you're racist. America is not white people. But I'll tell you, white people have more morals than anybody else. I'm not saying they're perfect. I'm not saying they're the best. But by golly, we make fun of all the words that they used back in the 50s, 40s, and 60s. But they had a house with a white picket fence, right? The father that worked hard. I know we had recessions. I'm not saying everything was pretty. We are very great, my friend. We are very great. We're not perfect. Don't confuse great with perfect. Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter, my friend. Jared, I bet you that you are a Herrera, but you're from Mexico. Go ahead and put it in the comment, Jared. Man, maybe I shouldn't bet. Maybe you're not from Mexico, but a lot of Herreras are from Mexico. Okay, there you go. You see that? Herrera from Mexico. Man, you see what I'm saying, man? How can you say I'm not right? I know my people, bro. I know my people. So you heard me talk about Britain and how they try to block us, and something greater came out of it. Okay, trading is a big deal, and I said this before, back in before Trump was president in 2015. We need a businessman to run this country. Why? Because of all the presidents that have not been a good business person, have been giving our country away to people. Did I ever tell you that we have $22 trillion unaccounted for here in our history? And do you guys remember what our deficit is? Let me see if one of you knows. What's our deficit right now? And while you put that in the comments, hopefully I can catch it when you put it in. $22 billion, I'm sorry, $22 trillion unaccounted for. What is our deficit today? Omar, pretty close. Yes, Jennifer, 36. They say 36 to 37 is what I've heard and what I have found and what I've read. Donald Trump keeps making deals, guys. Tariffs, not taxes. And I will say this, man, here in Washington State, fudge. Buff Ferguson is a piece of shit. And I'm sorry to say it, but man, this guy, what a moron. Like, you know, we put people in office to help us be better, to make our state better. And what they do is because they have so much money they never seen in their life, they don't know what to do with it. They just waste it on useless projects. They say they use it for school. It's bullshit. They don't use it for school. They say they use it for taking care of the climate. They don't use it for that. They just use our money and do whatever the hell they want with it. Our gas here is $1 over national pricing. And it's not because petroleum is expensive. It's because of our corrupted blue Democrat sons of, oh my God, dude. I try not to curse on this channel too much. I think shit is what I'm going to go the most as far as I can go. But it is true. And it's like every single blue state or city does that. Okay, deals. Okay, let me go ahead and touch on some deals. If they agree to a deal, remember, why do these countries come and try to make a deal with us? Listen, let's make it simple. I'm going to make a deal with you. I have something that you want. That something that you want is money. You have something that I want, which is a product. But there's also, on the side note, there are some things that you like from me that you want to buy. Now, I'm going to tell you, listen, the deal that you're giving me is too much. It's taking advantage of me. I don't like it. F that. I'll give you this deal. 30% tariff if you want to keep what you have. And you say, no, we're not going that way. All right, fine. We'll go 15%. But remember this. If you renege, that word, renege. If you go against what we have made a deal on, remember what we talked about. Tariffs are coming back your way. Okay? Now, if you don't find a benefit from the greatest market in the world, one of the greatest markets in the world, then you can go somewhere else. So Japan is going to stick with us. Believe that. Now, I think tariffs are great since you mentioned that. Tariffs are great. Why? We need Americans to build manufacturers here. We need to make more cars in America. Toyota needs to make cars in America. Nissan needs to make cars in America. Now, they can make the engines in Japan. That's okay. But you need to make those cars over here, and there's no tariff. You will pay a small tariff on the parts that you import, but that's it. And so Americans will still pay you the price that you ask because that's how we are. We're fools sometimes. Right? We pay $110,000 for a Mercedes-Benz, and these motherfuckers in Germany, they use them for taxis. Mercedes-Benz used for taxis, for taxis. And we're over here paying $110,000. Come on, man. Look at this private office that I have here. It's a Grand Cherokee Laredo Limited. It's a beautiful machine. It has the horsepower that I need. It doesn't give me the best gas, but it gives me the same as my other car that was only 4 cylinders. So it's very great. I love it. And I believe that it was made, what was it, in Chicago or something like that? So I will be able, thanks to the big, beautiful bill, I will be able to use up to $10,000 of the interest that they charge me on this loan when I do my taxes is a deductible. I believe that's what it is. If you don't agree with me, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let me read this. Hey, listen, man. This is not what makes me an American. I got a passport that also says that I'm an American. It's an American passport. And the immigration in Houston said, welcome home, sir. American telling me, welcome home, sir. Another American recognizes that I'm American. It's a good feeling, my friend. Now, if you're not an American, I understand why you envy me and why you hate me and why you don't like other Americans. But Americans are beautiful people. I love Americans. This country, this world would not be as good as it is if it wasn't for the American people. I am not on the Epstein's list, probably because I would have never been able to afford any kind of trips. Not that I would be out there with minors or anything like that, but I mean, the island was not just about that, guys. Come on. Get your heads out of the gutter. There's a lot of beautiful hotels in Honduras and here everywhere where they do some illicit things, but that doesn't mean that the whole hotel is corrupt and everybody's doing it. I can be in a hotel in the Philippines and somebody's recording or making a video of pornography next door to me. That doesn't mean that me in that hotel is making a porno. That means also in Honduras, where there is a brothels allowed in some areas, most of them are banned now. That doesn't mean that because I'm from Honduras, that's what we do. Just because I live in West Hollywood doesn't mean that I was making porn videos either. That's not how it works. Just because you were in some way aligned with somebody doesn't mean that you're doing the same things that they do. I have had friends before that do cocaine. They do all kinds of drugs. I don't do drugs. I hate the smell of marijuana. If you like weed, by all means, go do whatever the hell you want. But just because you do it doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. Am I going to hate you or disrespect you for it? By all means, no. I am going to respect you. I'm going to give you your space. Just don't do that crap around me, okay? If you want to sit down and you want to have a beer, I don't drink, but I can hold my liquor. Let's just say that. I used to drink a lot, but I don't drink. But if you want to hold on, drink a couple of beers and have a talk, I am more than happy to do that. I am very respectful to people, and I think that the only time that I say bad things about somebody is when they are being bad to me. That's just the way it goes. If you kiss me, I'll kiss you back. Well, not really, because I'm not gay. And I'm married, so women, sorry. But if you hit me, I'll hit you back. How's that? So with that being said, let me go ahead and get back here to Obama. First I'm going to hit what I mentioned before. I did a live before this, guys, and I didn't get the sound out. So nothing came out. I had to put it private out. Eventually, I deleted it. Okay. Let me see. Get what he is crazy. Ice, baby. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, boom. You sound two-faced. Yeah, I think I can see why you say that. But go ahead and expand why you think I sound like a two-face. I see what you're saying there, but I want you to tell me why you think I'm a two-face. That is correct, Jennifer. I am not gonna. If I share my beliefs with you, it's just that, just sharing. I'm not going to try to convince you and just keep shoving it down your throat. Once we talked about it, that's it. Unless you ask me a question, then I'll tell you again. But I definitely give you your freedom. Double chins, Roland, come on, man. I'm 50 years old, brother. I'm barely holding on together, man. These dimples are not just by themselves. There's a lot of meat in there. I think this double chin is eventually going to be a triple, probably. Hopefully not. I'm going to try to work out here pretty soon. I'm not driving. Hey, guys, this is my private office. I am not driving. Let me see. Dude, these teeth are jacked up. I don't know. Maybe the camera is playing a trick on you. Yeah. Jennifer, good for you, Bubba. My man. Make America great. Yes. It's not a jet, but God bless you. God bless you. Mexicans for Trump. Joe Hernandez. Man, I know a friend. His name was Joe Hernandez. I went to Meriden High School. Great guy. Tough mofo. Man, we played football together. I hit this guy. I level guys. I'm only 6'1", and I only weighed about 180 pounds when I was in high school, guys. I leveled guys that were 6'5", 6'6". I kid you not. And I got the arthritis in my lower back to prove it. I leveled guys twice my size and laid them on the floor. But when I hit Joe Hernandez, the big Mexican, same height as me, man, something popped in my back. I just couldn't take him down. Respect for my Mexican brother. What does the uncles do, bro? We got to talk about the high school. That's it, baby. You know, the polka high. Remember when we ran the 16 touchdowns in one game? Epstein files. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that. Joe Hernandez Mexicans for your wife. I don't know what that means. I just laugh because I think it's funny when I think about it, but I don't know what you mean. All right, Epstein files. Let's go with Epstein files. Let's see. Lay off a couple of what? Antifa. Next time you in Portland for me. Oh, guys, you know what? It's no joke, man. The Antifa in Seattle. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. You probably never watched it. I made a small video, and I talk about an experience that I had, of course, in Walmart. So here we go. We have a Walmart story. Unfortunately, the day that this happened, my brother-in-law, we love dearly, and I miss him. He died in his car out here, right where I'm parked, actually, outside the house. He died of an fentanyl, is what what the police said, but I don't think I've ever heard the report back. So. But anyway, no, I carry a 9mm, not a knife. Well, actually, I do have a couple of knives. So he passed away. My wife came and told me. I came and listened to his chest, grab his hands, and I saw his eyes. Called the police. The police came over. To make a long story short, thank you, Ozzy. The cops, the paramedics, they were here for trying for almost 10 minutes. They gave him a shot of some type of some drug that they give to somebody that ODs on drugs. And for the most part, they get up and walk away with it, right? But imagine all that trauma, right, in the morning. I didn't go to work. I told my boss what happened. I said, hey, listen, I'm going to take a break today. I am so sorry. I cannot go to work today. So later, yeah, thank you, Omar. It is Narcan. Yeah, that's right. So I went to Walmart. Now, mind you guys, I was broken, man. I was really broken. And man, it's hard for me to tell you now that it's touch a nerve, So anyways, I'm shopping at Walmart, and I heard a glass break, in some of the aisles away from me. And as I come around to look, there was three males and a female. They were all wearing black, everything black. They didn't have a mask, so I can't say it was Antifa, right? But the girl and one of the guys is playing volleyball. Now, I'm not talking about tossing it within the aisle, across aisles, like 4 aisles. They're just hitting the ball hard. And they said that it wasn't they that broke the glass, it was some kid or whatever. I believed them. But I said to them, now, mind you, I always got my 9mm with me. And I always, because of God, I have always tried to be very disciplined with it, right? This is why we have the Second Amendment. But we have to be, responsible. So I told them, I said, hey, you shouldn't be playing volleyball in the store. There's people walking. You might hit somebody in the face. That's not nice. And you know what they said? They said, shut the F up. I was like, I'm sorry, what? I said, I'm just telling you that it's not safe for other people out here. And they said, oh, it's just Walmart. And I said, yeah, it's Walmart, but it's not a volleyball court, is it? And so a couple of the guys laughed. Now, because I was in a very dark place, I reacted. I wouldn't normally react this way, okay? Thanks, Joe. But I cussed at them the way that they were cussing at me. And And I said, hey, listen, man, let me tell you something. And I'm talking about myself, but they don't know this. I will never do this. I said, one day, you guys are going to be cussing out somebody. You're going to get up in their face, because they got up in my face. I wanted to hit them so bad. They got up in my face and start cussing at me. And I told them, one day, you're going to come across a guy that is going through a very hard time, very dark times. And you don't walk out of that situation alive. They didn't know what I was saying, right? But the fact that they were all wearing black, this entitled attitude, the disrespect, all the stuff that you see from Antifa. And when I saw them coming at me, I grabbed my phone and I said, I'm going to call the cops. The cops were actually outside the door, so they came in within a minute. So thankfully, because if they would have started beating me up, you know what I'm saying, I would have had to defend myself, and I would have hated my life after that. So the police officer comes in, and then I walked away, and they threw something at me. Now, it didn't hit me, but it went right by my ear. And I told them, I said, look, they just threw something at me. I don't know what they threw, but they almost hit me. Do you see what I'm saying about the disrespect? Because I talked to the officer, right? It was this black man, very kind, by the way. And I explained to him, and he said, well, do you want to press charges? I said, no, but just tell them to stop. They're being disrespectful, to people around here playing volleyball. This is not the place, So, that's my story from Walmart, true story. But this is exactly what Antifa does, when they're trying to do this supposedly protest, they say they're protesting, but they're not there with protesters. Protesters are peaceful. Antifa guys and other people that are violent criminals, they're the ones that commit riots. They're the ones that are out there destroying our cities and our states. So, yeah, no, I have no respect for them. I don't care about Antifa. I think Antifa should be labeled a domestic terrorist group, and they should be taken out seriously. Get those masks off and put these people in jail. If they don't want to love and respect this country, I know a lot of immigrants that are waiting for a green card and a citizenship that will love this country more than they do. They need to make some room so that we can have some real people here that love this country, that will become a patriot, that will teach their kids to be patriots to this world and respect the rest of the Americans that live in this country. They also need to make people that love this nation. Stop making people that hate this country. Man, I mentioned that somebody said that they called bullshit on this one. So I haven't seen somebody bring the comment again that I asked for. So I'm not going to comment on it because I forgot what it was. All right, but here we go. I made a comment on one of my videos, right? That Obama, and they said I was bullshitting, but I said Obama released 5 terrorist leaders from jail to exchange for an American soldier. This American soldier was a traitor to our nation. He's a deserter, right? On top of that, he hates America. And they say, oh, no, that's BS. Well, look him up. And I saw this, and I said, I researched this. I searched this if you want to go look for it as well. I said Obama released 5 from Guantanamo. Okay, you guys know what that is. It says Obama administration released 5 Taliban detainees. That's what they call them, Taliban detainments, in 2014. The release was part of a prisoner exchange for Bo Bergdahl, a U.S. soldier who had been held captive by the Taliban since 2009. The 5 released detainees, sometimes referred to as the Taliban 5, you can research this, were transferred to Qatar under a temporary travel ban and surveillance. However, some of them have since joined the Taliban's political office in Qatar, and some are reportedly serving in the Taliban governments in Afghanistan. That doesn't mean anything now, okay? But these were the terrorist leaders back then. Who were these guys? What was the former Taliban Deputy Minister of Defense of Chief of Staff of the Taliban Army? Remember when they had all this regime and all these terrorist attacks here in America, right? So they said it was bullcrap. Obama never did that. Well, here it is, okay? I wanted to mention that, not to dig into it, that they're terrorist leaders and blah, blah, blah. They were, but not anymore, right? So at least we hope. We like Qatar, so hopefully Prince is taking care of that bull crap. Now, the other thing that I mentioned, you guys remember that before Trump came into office in 2017 in January, I said Barack Obama tried to sneakily, wait, is that a word? No, it's not sneakily. It's sneaky. It's sneaky. It's sneakiness. No. He tried to sneak some money before Trump hit office. And here's the money. It says, the Obama administration did indeed undertake several actions involving financial transfers shortly before President Trump took office in January 2017. Somebody told me that was bullshit, right? Well, here we go. It says, we sent Palestine aid. The Obama administration, defying Republican opposition, released $221 million to the Palestinian Authority in its final hours. Now, this is not talking about the good Palestinian people. You know why? Because they never saw shit. No $1 did the Palestinians see. And that's my problem. This is why I have a problem with these corrupt politicians. Who knows who got that money and why they got that money? They also did climate change and UN organizations. In addition to the Palestinian aid, the administration also released an additional $6 million in foreign affairs spending, including $4 million for climate change programs and $1.2 million for UN organizations. But nobody knows where the money went, right? Nobody knows. Green Climate Fund, in a separate transfer in January 7, 2017, President Obama also transferred $500 million to the Green Climate Fund, a key component of the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement intended to help developing countries with climate change, adaptation, and migration efforts. Migration efforts? What the hell happened with that? I think they failed on that one. So $500 million got you nothing. Well, that was beautiful. And that's what I got. That's what I said about Obama. And I said, when I make my next live, I will go ahead and bring these topics up. So I hadn't researched it before I made the comment, and maybe I missaid a name or something, but it was Obama that did that. You cannot hide the truth. It will come out to life. And if somebody tries to change it, somebody will find something that was not changed. I'm going to say this. For those who hate Donald Trump, just be quiet, stay out of the way. You're going to benefit. Right now, you're benefiting from this great nation. You're benefiting from your freedom of speech. You're benefiting from your freedom, period. Yes or no? America is the greatest country on earth. Yeah, that's the last of my coffee, so I guess I'm going to be running out of juice here pretty soon. My mother. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Story time. I was born in Honduras, to be exact. Barrio Cabañas is a small community. San Pedro Sula, Puerto Cortes, Honduras. If you're Hispanic, you know this. If you're not, that's the way you pronounce it, so I apologize. Let's just say I was born in Honduras for everybody's understanding's sakes. My father worked for a company called CAT. You guys remember that company? The CAT, they're like... in Honduras, they use those tractors and stuff like that to make roads and for infrastructure. So that was the company. My father was one of the partners there. So we were rich in our neighborhood. Now, let's see. Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't be in this country. But we were rich because of my father, okay? Excuse me. When I was 4 years old, almost 4 years old, my father got in a car accident. He was with his best friend. My father was not drunk. He used to be an alcoholic, but he was not drinking this time. But his friend was driving, and he was drunk. And there were some roads that were very dangerous to drive back then, and they still are because of rock slides. And the roads infrastructure in Honduras, they're still not perfect, and I think that they should be looked into, and I think some of them are. But anyway, so he died in a car accident. And because of Because of that, we lost everything per se. We had our house that was paid off. My mother had a second grade education, so she had to get a loan, right? So she financed the house, refinanced it, and got some money. But when she was running out, you know, by the time I was 8 years old, she had to come to the States. Now, lucky for us, my sister-in-law, when I was 5 years old, she had met an American man, and this is probably why I love American people. Great Christian man, tall white man, kind heart, almost goofy like, such a beautiful personality, beautiful heart. I kid you not, guys. I am not exaggerating. He's probably the best man that I have ever met in my life. And he's the greatest father that I have ever met in my life as well. And his children will speak to it. This is the American man, by the way. So my sister, being a secretary, bilingual secretary, on a mission, came with him. They got married, blah, 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 came back to the country. I held the Bible, which, by the way, I almost died. A lot of children in Honduras were dying from this disease. God didn't let me die, so I was part of this wedding. And so, long story short, my mom had to abandon me when I was 8. She came to the States. When she was here for 5 years, got her green card. She came back when I was 13 to pick us up. I'm going to tell my story if you guys want to hold on to the comments, if you want me to say something, because I don't see any comments pop out, so bear with me. So my mom comes back, comes and gets me and my sister, right? We come to this country. I was about 13 and a half years old when I came to this country. And that's that. That's my tragic story. There's a lot of stories that I can tell you about neglect and child abuse and all this other stuff. And those stories will eventually come out in some of our talks. But that's the thing. We came here legally. When we received our green card, they told us to come back to Honduras, which we did. We came back to Honduras, went to the embassy, talked to the consul, and he said, so what are you doing in the States? I said, well, right now I asked for permission, in English, by the way. I asked for permission for 2 weeks so that I can come here and get my green card. I didn't say if we're going to. I said, I came here to get my green card. And the consul just smiled at us, right? He said, okay, come back at 4. In Honduras, when they tell you that in the morning, that means that you got the papers. If it's a visa, you got it. If it's a green card, you got it. And so we came here, and then I was a resident for 20-something, almost 3 decades. So, you know, then I became a citizen. But I think it was the greatest thing for me to become an American, not because I am the greatest person on earth, but because God allowed me, and the United States of America accepted me to be here. And because of that, I feel I owe a great lot of gratitude to the American people, even to those that had nothing to do with me getting papers. The fact that you're residents, the fact that you're Americans, the fact that you're paying taxes, you know, it's awesome. All right, that's my quick story, and I think I forgot something that I was going to tell you about that story, but that's because I'm reading these comments here. I want to tell you this. My mother always told us, when we come to the United States, we don't come to abuse their services, their benefits. When you become Americans, you will show them that you work hard, you're going to be educated, and you're going to respect this country and its people. And guess what I'm doing today? I'm showing respect and love and support and appreciation to this great nation and to all its people. So if anybody thinks that I'm brown-nosing for some reason, I don't know why, I'm an American citizen, who gives a shit? I'm giving you compliments because I believe it. It's not fake. It's my feelings. And even my wife gets surprised sometimes, because when I show my feelings to her, when I talk to her, the words that she says that I use, she can't believe that I use those words because they're so beautiful. And it sounds stupid, right, that I'm saying it, but it's the truth. When you have a good heart and you're honest, it's what you do. And if somebody's going to tell me that I'm brown-nosing, gaslighting, or I'm just BSing on this and that because I'm saying and doing good things, then so be it. Because the same will say that I'm a bad person and I'm just hateful and I'm not doing anything to support this country. I'd rather be criticize with negativity while I'm doing the good things that I believe are good and that my mom taught me and that God keeps, not teaching me, but guiding me to do in my life. So thank you, Chris. I am a bad person sometimes. I think I think I am. Yeah. Let's see. Sure. Okay. Well, that was my story. I said that was story time. But if you have something serious to say, Tabasco. Okay. I'm assuming that you're Mexican. I don't know. Maybe that's your nose, the brown nose. That means Mexican. I don't know, bro. I don't know what you're doing with that. I think it's a brown nose. I'm not sure. You being what? Let me see. Mads, I don't know if you're being sarcastic. God bless you, bro. Royce, nobody really is good, right? We're all fall short of the grace of God. Tabasco, keep trolling, baby. I love it. Abortion. So here's where I am with abortion, honestly. If you're a victim of rape, this is where I think Planned Parenthood was a good thing. If you were raped, right? If you're a victim of rape, you could go to the clinic the next day. They'll give you a pill, and practically within hours to maybe a day or a couple of days, if there was something in there, it would be aborted before it even took life. That's what I feel. I feel that's okay. The other time that it's okay to abort, if the mother's life is at risk, which nowadays they are actually very good at saving both lives. But in that case, I think the mother gets to choose. D-Play, how you doing? I think the mother can choose. And it's sad, but I mean, sometimes, it has to happen. But this whole my body, my choice, I think that's bullshit. And the one claim that I'm going to do is, yes, see, you're right, 100%. Free Palestine from Hamas. The beautiful Palestinian people also deserve freedom, just like Americans do. When it comes to like 3 months, 6 months, even 9 months, like crazy Hillary even said that you can abort, even after the baby was born, you can kill it. What? Murderers. The kind of evil that lives in their minds. It's just amazing. It's crazy. For all the religious people, right? Since I'm looking at comments, so I'm changing stuff. For all the religious people that think that they are supposed to be killing people or punishing people, for all my Muslim brothers out there, Allah says in the Quran that he will punish all those who pretend to be Muslims, but they don't do the will of Allah. They're out there murdering their own brothers, like Hamas, killing their own Palestinian people. Those people should be put to death. But we won't do that. When they attack, they get attacked back. I wish there was a way to save every innocent life. Unfortunately, it can't happen always. War is nasty. And this is why Donald Trump looks like a weak man to a lot of people, because he doesn't want to retaliate with bombs. He doesn't want to destroy countries. He says it's a waste of money, a waste of life, and that's not the way that this world prospers. Imagine that. Some people want death. We don't worship death. We worship life. We worship goodness. We wish goodness to every mankind. Let's see. Shep, that's almost like cursing, bro. Shep. Oh, Shep. Let's see, talking about real issues with the president. All right, what's the real issue? Give me one. Let's go ahead. Let's go. I like this. Hit me. Let me turn the AC down a little bit on my private office here. My wife, the boss, is about to come and get me. All right, let's see. Where are you? Shep. I think it was Shep. Oh, Epstein files. Well, here's the thing about Epstein files, and I mentioned it, so you probably were not on or you missed it, but I talked about it. You can be on anybody's list, and the example that I gave was a hotel. I can be a guest in a hotel, and in some of the rooms, there's people filming pornography. That doesn't mean that I was part of it because I'm in that hotel list, guest list. That's where I stand with that. With that being said, Donald Trump doesn't really care about releasing Epstein files because he doesn't care. But he also said that my voters want it out there, so he said, release the whole damn thing. That's that for the Epstein files. I don't think he was in the island, Ozzy, and I have heard a lot of reporters and experts from CIA and the FBI. They don't say that he was in the island, but what I will say to you, Shep, is that Donald Trump condemned Epstein, cut ties with him in 2004. Kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. You remember that? I remember that. By the way, I wish I could go in there and play golf in that place. It looks beautiful. LeBron, I don't know what about LeBron. Fake victim. He's an ignorant fool himself. Cult members. I don't know what that means. Damn, he's still going. Hey, Doe, thanks for trolling, man. Appreciate you. You a liar. You don't remember that. Hey, you know what? When you don't remember something, go get that video. Yeah. Here we go. Let me look it up since you said that. Let's see. Donald Trump. See, that's the beauty. You can do this yourself. Donald Trump. Well, let's find out together if it's true. Here we go. Yes, Donald Trump banned Jeffrey Epstein from his Mar-a-Lago club. I don't know. I don't remember it, but Google does. The specific reasons and timing are somewhat debated. Trump's stated reason. Trump claims he banned Epstein because Epstein repeatedly poached employees who worked for him at Mar-a-Lago, according to Forbes. Trump stated that after warning Epstein not to do it again, Epstein continued, leading to him being declared persona non grata. That's a pervert and ungrateful. And so, cut ties with him. Just go ahead and Google, my friend. And then if you don't like that one article, there's a lot more that you can look into. Let's see, other reporters' reasons. This is what NBC says, and you know NBC don't like Trump. One account suggests he banned happened because Epstein made unwanted advances towards another member's teenage daughter at the club. Now, I have heard, what was his name? He's one of the specialists. He's not in service anymore, but he was saying something like Epstein is not, I don't agree with what he said, but that Epstein liked to do things with minors. He was not a pedophile. I don't know how that fits, but that he used to do things with minors, and that's exactly what it sounds like he was doing at Trump's property. And if you're going to say, oh, he's got a picture with Epstein on it. Oh, he was in it. He was using minors in this Mar-a-Lago location so that he can have Epstein do his fantasies. You can say all of that. You can make up whatever you want to make up. But the fact of the matter is that that's not the truth, is it? Because if Trump was that kind of person, he would have just, put it under the rug and be like, hey, listen, you got an island, you got your thing, do that. Okay? All right, what else? Let's see. Grinder or Grinder? Wait, is that you're talking about the guy that's playing basketball in the NBA? All right, let's go take a look together. Let's see. Trump bucks. That's a good one. Let me go ahead and read it up real quick. Reports describe Donald Trump's past actions while he owned and managed beauty pageants, including Miss Teen USA. I think I know where you're going with this one. Entering dressing rooms, several former Miss Teen USA contestants alleged that Trump entered the dressing rooms while they were changing, some as young as 15 years old. Trump's comments in 2005, damn, 20 years ago? All right, let's read it. Interview with Howard Stern. Trump said he went backstage at his pageants while contestants were getting dressed, stating, "I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it." However, this statement appears to refer to the Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants, not Miss Teen USA. Thank you for bringing that up. Another fact. And this is this is your comment, but this is where contestants need to be 18 years and older. Omar, it's okay. Let them bring these questions up. I think this is what I like about live sometimes. Sometimes I get like 5 views, sometimes I get like 10,000 or whatever. But this is why I like views, because then we can look at it together, right? I don't know who's a cop. I'm not a cop for sure. I wish, but the cops are way above my level. Those are people that should be respected, and they should also be honored. Police officers, they risk their lives every day to protect us. And yes, I've been pulled over. I've been put in handcuffs and behind the car. I spent one night in jail. That sucked. But I still have to respect the law. Even if it was a mistake, it's all right. I think a lot of people are above my level. I don't excuse me. I don't claim to know everything, guys. And I give you guys just my opinions, okay? I think there's a lot of people that are way smarter than me. They have better memory. I think that maybe when I do lives on the phone, I'm going to have my laptop with me so you guys can ask those questions. And let's look up information together. And then that way we can have our own opinions together. Because you never know. I mean, maybe some things that I'm missing. But if you have information on it, it's something that I will take into consideration when I make my comments. Oh, man, the office is getting too cold. Let me turn the heat up a little bit. Excuse me. I didn't bring any water, talking to them much. Yes, I like cups. PP tape, but refuses to believe Google. Thanks, Alan. Why do you rather believe the words of Trump instead of the facts? So, let's see. I know. Omar, this is the best offices, bro. There's no noise. You can have all the privacy you want. Cheap accommodations, all good. So I want to get back to Trump. I remember, well, I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but at the beginning of my live, I said that I was going to talk about Trump's age. Now, we said Joe Biden for many months and maybe years. We said Joe Biden is not there. Even when he was falling and falling over and over on the stairs. Okay, I tripped on stairs before, okay? I get it. But we knew that he wasn't there. You know, when somebody tells you, you know the thing, the all men are created equal and you know the thing. What? You've been a politician for how long? A lawmaker for how long? Have you read the Constitution? Have you read anything about we the people and about how we're all created equal? You don't know? So it's more than just I'm stuttering or I just forgot a little here. No, he was gone, and we know this. Now we have CNN. What was her name? Jackie Saki. Who was the press secretary for? Was it for Biden as well or Obama? The redhead one, the one that used to lie to her teeth before the black one replaced her. Hey, Cammy, Trump is sharper than me, bro. Or ma'am, I don't know what Cammy is. Literally no one is trying to disprove me. I can't imagine why. Yeah, thank you, Jen Psaki. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, hija de Dios. God's daughter. Dios te bendiga. God bless you. Yeah, Jen Psaki. She is now, and by the way, she needs to do, like, in my other office is in my bedroom, and I try to block the back as much as I can, but I just can't sometimes. So I'd rather come into my office here with my private abode here, and where I can have my private AC or heater if I need it. But she is putting a show now that she's not, doing what she was doing before. And her green screen magic is just as crappy as she is. But anyways, I mentioned her because she was trying to talk smack about Donald Trump's cognitivity, right? His intellectuality or whatever, right? His brain, and he's not there, and he's lost, like Biden was. She's trying to compare him to Biden. And let me just say this about age. I have a cousin in Honduras, and her name is Ondina, and she has a small, I will call it in English, a motor inn. So she has a buffet style restaurant on the bottom, a small little convenience store with medical supplies and emergency things like that. And then she has like a motel, like rooms, right, that she rents. Honduras is beautiful. You have no idea. And she's going to be 80 years old in February, which we plan on going to visit, hopefully. If God allows us, we're going to go visit. But why do I talk to you about her? She's going to be 80 years old. And mind you, she has her business that she has to run hundreds of employees by herself at 80. She has a successful business. Every trucker, every person that comes through there loves her, respects her. And I see it. And she is sharp as a tack. I know somebody used that with Biden and it wasn't true, but this one is true. And she also has a business across the street. So she does inventory on the business at the hotel and restaurant. Man, this thing?
Canceled.
My office, the secretary here, she keeps trying to do something that I'm not telling her to do. She does inventory. She pays all the bills. She runs the whole business with the restaurant and hotel. And then she runs another business where she has like a store and a convenience store and a type of restaurant on the side of different food. She does inventory over there. She makes the orders. She does all this stuff. Guys, I can do that. I'm sure you cannot do that. You will hire managers and managers to do that. Now, I don't want to talk bad about my cousins, her kids, but she only has one daughter. And I just don't see her supporting her mother the way that she should. But that's neither here nor there. I'm comparing you that she's almost 80 years old In 5-6 months, she's going to be 80 years old. And she's running this business by herself practically. She has a lot of employees. They all listen to her. I swear, every single employee there has become her children. They love her and respect her. Yeah, alone. And trust me, and when I tell you alone, it's because the other people that are supposed to be doing their job have been robbing her. It's sad, man. You know, they think because she's old that they're going to take advantage of her, and they're robbing her. They either they give fee, they drink or eat the product, or they're giving it away to friends. But the fact is that she's finding a lot of shortness with her money, and you know, she's at an age where in a way she doesn't care. But hey, Bruno, she is single, bro. Yeah, you know, my cousin, 80 years old, she's a looker. Sideways, but she's a looker. No, you will have to use, you will have to go to Honduras for that. I will introduce you if you're a good person. Deport. Oh my God, that's a joke that I've been using. I'm sorry, I apologize about that. Speaking of deport, I was talking to a guy. He's my gay Mexican friend. You know how Democrats and lefties and all these people here, they like to use names and full descriptions of people. Well, I have this gay Mexican friend that was talking about how Trump is just he hates Trump because he's deporting all these people, and he says, I don't like the guy, I hate Trump, but chingue su madre, all these illegal immigrants, they all gotta go. Oh shit. Oh my God, dude. When I see Mexicans on here, that's what I remember. So he's like, no, F them all. Deport every single one of them. And I laugh and I say, listen, man, listen. This is where I become a little hypocrite. Because like many of you probably, we voted for Trump to do the deporting of illegal immigrants. But we also know that when somebody's crying, when somebody is fighting back, it's a human instinct that we don't like to see that, because we think somebody's being mistreated. We think that somebody doesn't deserve it. But, you know, it has to happen, right? It's like what I said earlier. It's not what I want. It's what the law is. I want a lot of my Mexican friends. Believe me, guys, there is a lot of Mexicans that love this country more than Americans do. But yeah, there is more Mexicans that don't like this country like they should. They hold a lot of grudge of history. They hate this country. We saw it a lot in Los Angeles and all throughout the states, building the American flag and waving the Mexican flag. I'm going to tell you something. Destroying Americans' patriotic symbols is not going to gain you any favor with Americans. You're going to lose the favor on Americans if you keep disrespecting them. They can only take so much. CR7 fan. God bless you, bro. Latinos for Trump, my man. I think it's sad that so many people benefit from the United States, and yet they don't respect it. They don't respect their people. And how many times I'm going to say this in all my blogs and all my shorts and all my videos, the American people are the light beacon to the world. Believe it or not, they are. Canadians are seeing it, even though a lot of them don't right now. Alberta, Saskatchewan has made a deal with the United States. We have made the biggest massive deal with the European Union. And you might think that is not a big deal, but the European countries are a big market in the world. And so are we as Americans. And so to be united and have open markets between our nations is a big, massive win for all of us Americans and all those ungrateful, disrespectful, illegal immigrants and those idiot citizens that we have in this country that want to put other countries before the United States. They will also benefit regardless, just like the idiots that we have that are entitled in this nation benefit from the death of many of our soldiers, of our heroes. and our warriors that have bled for this nation, that has given the freedoms, that have given all the rights that we have. Even those fools that hate this nation, but because they are in here, they will also benefit from the peace, from the freedom and the prosperity of the United States of America. And if you don't like it, get the hell out of the United States of America. If you think your country is so much better, get the hell out of the United States of America. If you think that you have a better chance in Mexico or Honduras, then get back over there. If you're American, love America, respect it. I am Honduran, and if I was to say, listen, if they were to tell me, Dennis, we don't want you to be an American citizen, you're a bad guy, you're a terrorist, you're doing bad things, get the hell out of the United States of America. Number one, it will hurt my feelings because I love this nation and I love this people. I would definitely go back to the place where I was born. No questions asked. But I'm an American citizen. I made an oath. And I don't care who tells me to go back to Honduras. I'm not going to do it unless the time is right. As long as I am here voicing for the American people, I'm going to keep doing that, because even though I didn't fight in the war when I was young, I didn't fight to defend this country when I was young, I got to say something now that I'm older. And for me, the American people are the best. I know a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Hondurans, a lot of people have sent me messages, giving me words of support and encouragement. Hector, I love pupusas, bro. I love pupusas. I know so many, I can't believe how many people hate this country, because I know more people that love this country. And I don't know why, but the minority of the bad people are the ones that are the loudest. So they're the ones that get the notice the most, This is the land of the free. And you can see that even Canadians that think like we do, they're starting to use that again. They're starting to use that now. As a matter of fact, Alberta, Saskatchewan, they're saying that Canadians is the land of the free. No, the United States is the land of the free. Canada, they just said that their Islam religion is what they are and who they are and what they do. I don't think they know what Sharia law is. And the Muslims that they have in there, they're not the good kind of Muslims. They're not the Muslims that want to assimilate and love everybody like the Quran commands them to. They have the Muslims that want to run over their country. They want to be conquerors. They don't want to assimilate with the rest of the people. So, yeah, good luck to them. But hopefully, Alberta, I don't say I want them to be the 51st state, but the kind of people, the kind of citizens that they are, that's the kind of people that we want in this country. Because that's the kind of people that make this country great for many, many people that come here. And if you feel that this is a bad country, why are you here? If you feel this country is racist, then you like it because you're here. If this country doesn't provide anything good for you, why are you here? If you hate the American people, why are you here? If you have any self-respect, any self-esteem, or any self-love, you go back to the country where you think is better than where you're at. Because if you're in a relationship or you're in a place that you hate, something's wrong with you up here. Now, if you want to be honest, sorry, I just lost my connection there for a second. If you want to be honest and say, I think the United States is great. I think the American people are great. I want to be part of it. How can I go about becoming legal? Number one, self-deport. If you're illegal, let the government know, listen, I made a mistake. I have listened to the American people. I know what the United States wants from me. I want to self-deport. Help me. They will send you back to your country. When you get there, they'll give you $1,000. You get to apply again because you get that right. And if you are allowed to come back to this country, do it because you love the nation and because you love the people, because you love the culture, that you love everything about America. If you don't, stay where you're at. Because what you're going to do is you're going to turn this country into the shithole that you're trying to leave. Now, I don't want to be disrespectful, to my American Latinos, but to those that are illegal that come through my feed. And even those that have friends that are illegal. I'm not saying go tell on them. No, no, no. Help them out. But the moment that they are found and they get deported, God bless them. Help them as much as you can, but don't be an obstacle. Do not obstruct ICE. Be respectful. Respect the law. You can help them in other ways. You don't have to tell on them. You can help them right now. But when they're found, let you be innocent that you didn't harbor a criminal. Okay? So let's just say that. And if people are here to abuse the states, which I've seen quite a few Chicanos make videos doing exactly that. They talk all this crap about the United States of America, and then they say, I am only here to make money so that I can buy a house in Mexico and I can buy a car and take it to Mexico. Fuck the USA. Oh, I didn't mean to say that word. Screw the USA. You know, what? So you're here just to abuse the system, take the benefits from a great nation? Sorry about that. I apologize about the F-bomb. I apologize. I mean, if we're in person, I'll probably drop it anyways. But when I'm doing a live, I don't like to curse too much. I think it's wrong for people to come over here, trash our country, and then help the country that they come from. Be honest. Just be honest. Listen, I came here to be a resident, and I just came here to work and make a house in my country, buy a car. You can do all that stuff. What I am asking is, love this country, respect and love the people. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. And then you can still have your loyalty to Mexico, to Honduras, to Guatemala. You can have that loyalty. That's okay. All I'm asking is for you to be here legally. And while you're here, if you don't like the United States, at least respect the people. At least do what's good by you. And if you're doing bad and you think that's good, I pray for you. May God enlighten you and guide you. And may the Holy Spirit show himself to you so that you can discern better evil and good in your life. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray that for you. If you want it, accept it. I know I have a bad mouth in some things. Right? Viva el Gulf de America. And there's a Gulf of Mexico. They're both Gulfs to me. There's part of Mexico and there's part of the United States as well. Give me 1 second. Let me try to read this comment here. You should always show love, attitude, and humble respect to the land that you feel where you belong. I am Maori. Hey, I'm going to say something bad about Maoris. Give me a sec. From Australia. I am inspired by how much strength and drive you. Oh, man. I was going to say something bad about Maori, but I think I might keep it to myself. Toa, okay. I'm going to tell you, the only thing I don't like about Maoris. I'm sorry, brother. Or I don't know if you're a Sunga or a Sole. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I'm sorry. The only thing I don't like, and this is just me, don't hate me. I hate your dance, bro. I hate the Maori, the whole thing. It's like, come on, man. You see how dumb I looked right there when I did that? That's the only thing I don't like. That's the only thing I know that I don't like, okay? I apologize. I am so sorry, but I got to be honest, and I got to tell you that that's what I don't like, okay? But Maori, hey, man, more power to your people. And I love that you respect and love the land where you're at. I think that's a great thing. And I really mean it. Any migrant that wants to be here, any person that wants to be here, listen, if you come to the United States from Samoa, from China, from whatever country, hopefully you do it legally. But if you come here because you want to do something in your country, while you're here, just like my Maori friend said here, while you're here, respect and love the people that are here. Don't be a criminal. Don't be rude. No need to be disrespecting and hating the people. You know, that's not how you gain favor. You gain favor by showing respect and love. I'm going to answer. Okay, I'm going to give 3 more questions and I'm going to go. The boss It's tapping the window in my private office studio here. Let's see. What do you think about the Epstein situation and how they're handling it? Hector, I talk about this 3 times, brother. You are illegal in a country that is not yours. Okay. You're probably speaking with resentment there, my friend. History has created borders, and we have to respect them. I talked about settlers and migrants. There's a difference between them. One of them, the settlers create the town. The migrants come in and want to take something from the town, and maybe bring in some help, but they don't found it. They just come to it. Respect, not love. Yeah. So I always say respect, and you'll notice I always say this. You're right. You don't have to love. You're 100%. I love everybody, even the ones that hate me. But I will say this. I will dislike you if you piss me off. Yeah, it is. Basic human behavior. Brought out of the here, mocking Maori culture and expecting other people to respect the USA. Hey, I said I'm sorry. I apologize. I said it's just my opinion. That's the only one thing I don't like. That's it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable, guys. But if you do it, Maori, a lot of people hate this. Even people that don't approve your ancestry that are also Maori, they don't approve. Not everybody approves that. They don't like it. So I say I love the people. I don't love that part of the tradition. I think it's very uncivilized. I think I'm gonna get more in trouble. That's my ADD talking too much, guys. Sorry about that. But I love the people. I love the people. Some cultures I don't like. Hasta luego, señor. Daniel, have a good night. God bless you. Just here, what do you think about the Epstein files? You guys asking me about this Epstein files. Cheech and Chong, the Chicanos. See, look, Toa Raukawa is my brother. Man, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the poly love right there, man. This is why I love you, Maori people, man. God bless you, man. God bless you. You know, it's funny how some people like to lie, right, to people, and they think that's okay. You will never have an honest opinion if you're always lying. I can tell you that if you cook for me, because I would love to cook for you if I ever host you. If you cook for me and I don't like your food, I'm going to tell you. But this is what you can expect from me. When I tell you that I like your food, that means your food was phenomenal, out of this world, because I love food. You guys can tell by the couple of chins somebody mentioned there on the chat. It's soon to be 3. Viva Che Guevara, bro, come on, man. We know what he stood for. He didn't stand for the people. He didn't stand for the people. He was a selfish mofo. How to know the difference between Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. I don't think they know the difference themselves, besides the language. Read the book, The Great Controversy by Ellen. Man, I hate to read too much, bro. Trump lost the 2020 election 63 times. He had a 2-63 record. Fantastic. Good news. What are my pronouns? I have a penis. I'm a male. I was a child, became a teenager, and now I am a man, father. So I go by he and he. Pronouns. What the hell is wrong with these people? I support pedophile in Epstein's book. Yeah, well, you know what? I went to the same hotels where people were doing nasty shit. That doesn't mean that I was involved. If that's the truth, man, you might be some big perverted guy just to happen to sleep in that one motel room where something happened one day, but your name is on that list, so you must be guilty. Go Trump, absolutely, 100%. The irony is golden, maybe. This is why I always teach kids about LGBTQ. Yeah, and Obama also said that every child needs to have a gay mentor so that they know what real men think like. LGBTQ is a curse. LGBTQ should be, it shouldn't exist. Gays and lesbians, I'll accept that. And maybe bisexuals. But anything after that, I don't accept. I think that you're going beyond your mental problems. That's just the way it is. You know, like this friend of mine that I work with, he's gay. And he's the nicest guy I have. He's Mexican. I have the greatest conversations with him. We have a lot of disagreements, but I respect him dearly. I respect that he calls his partner a husband. It is not for me to judge them. If I'm speaking religiously, that's God's, that's his position, not mine. And he will judge all of us, not just them. So prayers to Ashley Biden. That is as is. Oh my God. Why did I read that out loud? Guys, come on. Don't leave Biden alone, man. He's Mexican and making bully of his Mexican brothers. I'm from Honduras, guys. But the only time the Mexicans and Hondurans don't get along is when, go ahead, I've got a couple of Mexicans in here. When is the time that Mexicans and Hondurans don't get along? Stan, thank you, man. Liquor, guns, beer, and Trump, baby. I like it. Man, I like that. All right, I take it back about the LGBT. My bad. No, Coleman, now when they meet me, I know there's a Mexican out there that will tell me, when do Hondurans and Mexicans don't get along? It only happens once in a while, but it happens. If you're a true Mexican, you'll know what the answer is. Not these fake Mexicans that call themselves Mexicans, but they're actually Americans. What's up, Robert? That's right, football. Well, not football, football, which means football. That's right. When Honduras and Mexico play soccer, we just don't like each other. We say Mexicans are so dirty, they cheat, and they just bad actors. And what do Mexicans say? Hondurans are so dirty and they cheat and they're just some bad actors. That's just the way it is. Soccer, I love soccer, beautiful soccer. And I love Mexico. I will tell you this, guys, and I'm sorry to all my American friends. I really apologize about the next statement. I am so sorry. I really mean it.
Could you please repeat that?
Not you, Secretary. Man, I need to turn that off. Let's see if I don't know. Whenever I tell the secretary to give me some information, it never responds. And when I'm talking, it just all of a sudden, how can I help you? All right. The only time, guys, I'm going to apologize about this. If we're playing a World Cup and all the countries are out, like this last soccer game was the Gold Cup. Mexico beat us. Mexico beat Honduras. When it came to the United States and Mexico, I'm sorry. We all go for Mexico. Maybe one day I will cheer for the USA. I'm sorry, guys. Soccer is sacred. I can't change it. If there's one thing that unites Latino countries, it's soccer. If one of the Latino countries don't make it, sorry, Jesse. Listen, I still love the USA soccer team, okay? But I have to support Mexicans, man. This is the only time, okay? Not illegal immigration, just soccer. Give me something to be a hypocrite on and without being stoned. Camila, God bless you. Thank you for the loves. MAGA is not something that you can stop, my friend. It's just something that you're going to experience. Americans can do some great things too. Victoria, are you kidding me? Americans are the greatest people on earth. Just because I said I support Mexico in soccer doesn't mean America's soccer team just puts America down. No. Americans are the greatest people on earth. I think a lot of Mexicans are great people as well. And the reason why I say Americans is because a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Hondurans, a lot of people from all over the world, they become Americans. And it's something that in other countries, you just can't do that easy. But in America, you can. And so that's why I say that. Americans are the best. My Canadian Cadillac Hernandez. Canadians are beautiful, brother. They are. But that's not my country, so I don't care. Hey, you know when I would care? When they become the 51st state of the United States of America. Yeah. Then they'll be part of the greatest people on earth. And they will also be part of the most powerful nation in the world. Then they will also be part of the nation that has the most powerful military force on earth. Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. I'm married, so I'm not going to make comments about Mexican women. But yeah, we love Mexicans. Of course we do. Yes, Honduras is my country. Well, my country of birth. I'm an American, naturalized American. I live in Washington State, a blue state. It's not a blue city, it's a blue state. Report me, deport me. I'm a U.S. citizen. I missed that one. Shit, somebody. Thank you for the comments, guys. Hey, it's not 40 trillion in debt, bro. Get it right. 37. Oh boy. Low-key estrogen, just better than testosterone. You know what? I need some testosterone boost. It's what I need. I'm a man, not a woman. My favorite food. Ugh. All right, this is not gonna make sense to a lot of you, but it's white rice with pink spaghettis with hot dogs. That's what my mom used to give me when I was a kid, and I love that. But my most favorite food today, to date, it's fried beans with fried ripe plantains with sour cream from Honduras, sour cream, and eggs. That's our typical Honduran breakfast. Now, because I eat the fried ripe plantains, I don't eat tortillas. Some people eat tortillas, I don't. I don't like to eat tortillas with that. Have a good night, Camila. Guys, if you have joined me today, it's been 212 minutes. I don't know how long that is, but that's a long ass time. I have so much fun with all of you guys. Your positive comments. Thank you so much for your support. I am really a nobody, but I am an American citizen, and I feel like that's something that I can be proud of because of you out there that love this country as much as I love it. So I thank you so much for your support. For you guys that have been trolling me, saying negative comments, I believe that you're a good person, believe it or not. I accept your judgments, your comments, yes, even the Deport Dennis slogan, because I feel that everybody is entitled to their opinion. We believe in the freedom of speech, and I can truly tell you from the bottom of my heart, I love you because God loves me. Jesus Christ loved me and died on the cross for my sins. And so I love you without judgment, but I will call you out on something that you do. And when I say anything about bad things, remember the old saying, if the shoe fits, you know the answer, right? I'm not worried about the bots. Thank you, M. Brooking, I think it was. El Morales. Telemundo, you know what? Thank you, your YM. Viva Honduras, 100%. Univision, Telemundo. Unfortunately, the Latino legacy media is just as bad as CNN. They were giving an agenda to run on. They were leaked some fake information, and they ran it like if it was a fact. And there's a lot of people that they're not fighting me or calling me out on things because they're wrong. It's because they have been told lies. And unfortunately, those lies stick. And so, but remember how I started this live. I started talking with what Obama has done from the beginning and how the news media got given this information. They ran with it. Of course, everybody hated Trump on the Democratic Party. Most of these legacy medias were collecting billions of dollars from us, the taxpayers' money. How the hell does that happen? And these motherfuckers are making $100 million. You know what? I'm not going to get started again. I'm going to save that energy for the next live in this beautiful private office that I have created here that nobody knows the disclosed information and location. Honduran American, here to serve you. Thank you so much. I hate to say goodbye because there's so many of you on, but I appreciate every single one of you. Till next time, guys, be blessed. God bless you, and God bless America. Ta-ta.